Let me show you how I made this Spider-Man moving lens face shell.
In part 1, I showed you guys how I printed and assembled the face shell. So today, I'm going to show you guys how I made the mask. My first step was to trace out the pattern onto the fabric. I got this pattern from ATX Spider over on Etsy. Definitely be sure to go check them out. Once I was done tracing the pattern, I cut out the fabric, leaving at least ½ an inch around the edges. Next up was to trace out all the web lines on each piece so I know where to puff paint later. Then, once that was done, it was time to test out a DIY screen printing technique I came up with. Using car window shades I found at the thrift store and the plastic scraper that came with my printer, I was able to squeeze the puff paint through the holes and leave that screen-accurate dotted pattern on the mask. Unfortunately, it didn't come out perfect, but for a $2 screen printing setup, I really can't complain. Lining up the two screens for the bigger piece of the mask was a bit tricky, but I think it came out alright, all things considered. Now, for the final step before sewing, I slowly trace over the web lines I drew earlier with puff paint. This is, in my opinion, the hardest and most time-consuming part of the Spidey mask making process that requires a lot of patience. I mean, a lot of patience. So, I quickly finish up the puff paint, and it's time to finally move on to sewing the mask together. Sewing the mask together shouldn't be too difficult. Just line up the web lines and sew along the marked edges. Be sure not to stretch out the fabric as you're sewing it, or it will cause it to bunch up. So, if you did everything so far, you should have yourself a pretty cool screen-accurate Spider-Man mask. Thank you guys so much for sticking to the end. I hope at least one person found this video helpful. And if you like this video, be sure to stay tuned for part 3, where I show you how I motorized the lenses and permanently glued the mask to the face shell.